time to start pushing, and I was like, I'd always heard like you'll know when it's time to push. Like I didn't have that feeling at all, probably because epidural I was just like completely numb. I was like, are you sure? And also I started to get a little nervous because I was like, how do I push? You think you kind of know how to push, but you don't really know. And at this point we had my favorite nurse. If I could be friends with this nurse, like if you're watching this, can we be friends? She was the best. I feel so fortunate that I had that nurse at that time. I put my feet in the stirrups, couldn't feel my legs at all. And this is when it kind of got a little bit hard because of the epidural. I was so thankful for it that I was pain free, but I couldn't feel anything to start pushing. I started pushing around 4 a.m. I felt like it was doing nothing. Like I kind of felt like a little bit of a failure, honestly. I was like, I am not doing this right. Another nurse came in and told me that the average first mom pushes for like 3 to 4 hours, and I was like, oh wow, this is a marathon, not a sprint. Asking for all the tips, I was like, I'm not doing this right. They're like, you're doing this right. They kept reassuring me. After about an hour of pushing, the doctor came in and was like, we need to have her stop pushing because I have to go to this other room and give birth to this other mom, this mom of 3 who's going to be way faster. So I stopped pushing for like 10 minutes. He was back. And then at that point I asked for a mirror. I was like, maybe if I have a mirror, I can like see at least, because I can't feel, so I could see. So this was like maybe help me a little bit more in pushing. I had the mirror for like 20 minutes probably. Not obsessed with what I saw. At that point, the nurse was like, oh my gosh, she has a little bit of hair. You can see the hair. She had Sean look down and he's like, I could see the head. And that was like a little bit more encouraging. I asked them to take the mirror away because I think it was just freaking me out a little bit. I kept saying like, I'm not pushing right. This is not like, I'm not doing well. And the doctor's like, you're doing great. The nurses were reassuring me. I had so much doubt in my mind that I didn't know how to push. I was like, I'm not doing this right. I ended up pushing for 2 hours, completely painless. He ended up not being sunny side up, but his ear, he was like trying to come out ear first. So his head was crowning for quite a while. His head was stuck for a while. After kind of like repositioned his head, best moment of my life, the biggest amount of relief, the moment that I would love to go back to over and over and over again. And even in the moment of labor, I was like, this is the best thing that I've ever done. Even when I was pushing, even when I was having doubts, I was like, I could do this over and over again. This is amazing. I loved it. So blessed that I had a great experience. At 6:10, they're like, we need the biggest push out of you. Like, it is time. I was so exhausted at this point. I remember being like, I have nothing left in me to give. I gave one last push, like the biggest one that I probably could. Usually they were counting to 10. This was like counting to like 25, I feel like. And the moment his head was out and then I pushed one more time to get the body out, that feeling is unlike anything I could ever describe. The relief that you feel, number one, and number two, the baby being put on your chest immediately. The relief though, you feel like you just took the biggest crap of your life. That I can't even describe that relief. Moms that have given birth, you know that feeling is the best feeling in the world. I keep going back to that in my mind, like the best feeling in the world. Put him on my chest immediately. You always think like babies have to cry right away when they come out of the womb. It felt like the longest 2 minutes of my life. I remember right before I came out, I was looking around the room and there was quite a few people in there. They did warn me that the NICU team would be in there. But I was like, holy cow, there's a lot of people in here. When they put him on my chest, I was completely silent. It's such an out-of-body experience. I thought I would like be talking, be crying. I didn't cry at all. I was kind of just like numb and out of it. My nurse was like, are you okay? Are you okay? I was like, I'm okay. It's such an out-of-body experience. You can't believe that your baby is actually here. If they suctioned his mouth out, he started breathing immediately, started to cry. That cry I'll never forget. They're like, he's all good. NICU team left really quickly. Sean cut the umbilical cord. They did do the delay. I did want a delayed cord clamping, cord cutting. Did that for us. It wasn't as delayed as I probably would have wanted, but totally fine. And he was on my chest and no one touched him for an hour, which is another thing that I really wanted, as long as he was okay. And we just laid there for an hour. Sean was crying. It was the most beautiful experience in my life. Like, I had a boring birth that I'm so blessed to be able to say that I had a boring birth. Both Sean and I, like, subconsciously were like counting the toes, counting the fingers. I don't know why, but I thought that'd be a moment like 10 fingers, 10 toes. The doctor was down there. I remember looking at the doctor a lot, like between my legs, like, God bless you. Thank God for you. Placenta came out. He holds it up in between my legs, goes, this is a big one. I was so at peace, like just the euphoric feeling of having brand new baby on your chest. Like, I want to do it over and over and over again, like genuinely want to do it again and again and again, even with the pain before the epidural. I did tear a little bit. I don't remember like what degree I teared. It wasn't like second degree. It wasn't horrible. The doctor did say that take a little bit longer for me to heal, because instead of the stitches going like vertically up and down, he's like, you kind of have a weird stitch, a very rare one. So my stitches are like this way, and I am still sore down there at 3 weeks. I didn't feel the stitches at all. That was something I was nervous about as well going into birth, like the tearing and the stitching. I didn't feel that at all. And also, you have a brand new baby on your chest. Like, the least of your concerns is pushing the placenta out. I didn't have to push it out. It just like Sean describes it as them taking the umbilical cord and just kind of like pulling the placenta out. You just have this brand new baby on your chest, and like, I could cry. Nothing else matters. I mean, we're looking up at Sean and just seeing his face, like that was such a cool feeling, looking up at him like, oh my gosh, just seeing him cry was just like the best feeling. And then our baby was here, and genuinely couldn't have asked for a better birth experience, a better labor experience. I feel so blessed. If I could go back and do anything differently, I really wouldn't do anything differently. I am so glad I got to experience contractions and getting up to a 6.5 without the epidural, so I know what it was like. I'm so happy that I got the epidural as well. I really did have, like, what in my mind, a picture perfect birth. I told you guys to ask me some questions on Instagram about the experience. I'm gonna answer some of those now. How did you tear? Talked about that. How did you feel when baby first came out? Did they immediately put him on you? Yes, they immediately put him on me. You feel like not like that feeling is indescribable, the best feeling in the world. Also, way more of an out-of-body experience than I thought I would have. Did your OB tell you when to head to the hospital? Yeah, before at my last appointment, or like my last few appointments, they were like, give us a call first and we'll let you know to go in or not. So I did call, and they told me to go in because the contractions were 4 minutes apart and I had been having them for a few hours. What clothing did you like for during and after and going home? So I went to the hospital in a sweat set from Gap, joggers, and a crew neck. Wore that to the hospital, and then I wore that home as well, just like loose baggy clothing. When I was in the hospital during my stay, I lived in a nursing bra, nursing tank top, and my robe. Highly recommend bringing a robe. Bring a robe. And then I also had just like loose pants and a tank top. It was hot. I was hot most of the time, and then having the robe was just like nice to like go to the bathroom and stuff. Highly recommend bringing a robe. I brought like pajama sets and stuff. I didn't even end up wearing them. I really just pretty much stayed in loose pants or no pants at all, and just like the diaper, a tank top, and then the robe on and off. Need a robe. First time mom here, do you have any guilt for the decisions you made in labor? Not at all. I don't have any guilt. However you bring your baby into the world is perfect and magical and just right for you. I recommend going in with very low, no expectations at all. Trust your body. I don't know how I got to the point where I could just like trust my gut, trust my body, not let anyone else's opinions or thoughts sway me, but getting to that peaceful point, I think, was the game changer for me, and just letting the universe, letting my body, trusting myself that my body was made to do this. My sister told me that right before I went in. She's like, your body's made to do this. It's going to be amazing no matter what happens. Trust yourself and like truly let go. Surrender to the experience. Force you to vaccinate your baby. How did you get out of it? No, they were not forceful in anything. They ask you before, here's what we're going to offer you. What would you like? What would you not like? We told them no judgment at all. I mean, maybe some judgment, but we didn't feel that way. And you just have to be confident in your decisions. Did you poop? I didn't poop. I thought I would poop. I feel like everyone poops. I asked Sean after. I was like, did I poop? He's like, no, you didn't poop. So I don't know. If you do poop, who cares? Like, that's the least of your concerns, I promise. How long total were you in the hospital? We showed up at August 31st at 9 a.m. and we left on September 2nd around 4 p.m. So 2 days? Did you have a plan going in, and how did you decide to change from that plan? I did not have a plan. Like, when I say I didn't have a plan, I didn't have a plan. I just wanted to have a healthy baby. I wanted to trust myself. There was a few things that I wanted to do. Like, I wanted him on my chest immediately. I wanted that golden hour, so I didn't want anyone to touch him for an hour as long as he was healthy and it was okay. But I didn't have a plan with like epidural, no epidural, birth plan. I really didn't have one. Did you do anything in prep in the last few weeks of pregnancy? Not really. I was not very good about eating the dates. I was pretty good about doing the red raspberry leaf tea, but not super consistent, if I'm being honest. Best experience of my life. Can't wait to do it again and again and again. My baby is perfect. I feel so good, so blessed, so thankful. And I'm just in love with everything. It was perfect.